Hey everyone, welcome back to another daily recap. Today is Friday, and I'm going to be hopping into two trades I took today. And also, I'm going to talk about my win streak now that it's finally over. I don't like talking about my win streak when I'm on one because then it's like a lot of added pressure. So now my win streak is over, and so I can talk about it. And I'll dive right into all that and these two trades. But first, I do have to say this video is not backed by my investing club. I'm just a member making these daily recaps to share my lessons that I learned from becoming non-profitable to profitable. And speaking of profitable, this week was very, very profitable. So I'm going to be showing you guys my stats and I'll hop into these two trades. So let's get right into it. First, let's go over my trades. And also, real quick, this market is insane. Okay, we're definitely hot, and it's very long biased. Lots of longs are having fun. Look at this, like witnessing this pre-market going from like 30 to 55. It just did not want to stop. It was crazy. SPRT, that was insane. And then we came all the way back down, and then all the way back up and broke new highs, and then all the way back down. Like, that's crazy. So much volatility. But yeah, hopping into my trade, I took the day 2 broken approach for my short, and day 1 I attempted to long the hot chick. All right, so with shorting you want to focus on stocks that do not have a lot of attention, and with longing you want to focus on stocks that have the most attention. Not necessarily the most, but they need to have a lot of attention. And as long as you're not chasing, there's a high likely chance that you're going to be green on it. And so let me tell you why I lost on my long trade right after I tell you about Ride. So Ride was a really hot stock yesterday. It was running with the crowd. It was really hot, and then we kind of break down as you can see. So we're definitely really broken, and then pre-market we are kind of right here. And actually, let me insert a clip that I recorded pre-market right as I was taking this trade. All right. So here's that clip. Alright guys, here's a little live trading, just live commentary. This is the same low-hanging fruit setup. I was looking to add because I only got small size because I was planning on originally stopping out way over here at 690, and that's because, it conforms to the chart up there better and there's more volume to trap. And so I wanted to scale, so I got like not that much size, but I found out if I just lower my risk to 655, if we get like a confirmation below red to green, I can add full size, which is an extra 70 shares off of my original 30 position. And I should have been slamming. Alex would have been slamming on this stuff. We pop and then we instantly just stuff on red to green. I should have been slam the whole way and then cover down here. All right. And also I probably should have been all out by now, but in the past I've left so much on the table that I just wanted to wait a little more with the last 30% of my size, but probably gonna get stopped out. I have my stop at 640, and my average is 645, so it's still a gain. So we're about to see if I get stopped out, but that's just a little thing here. And also I said I wish I could have re-shorted view up here. I don't know. That's that's probably not gonna work out unless I like nail build. But yeah, that's probably not a good idea. I don't know, maybe it is. But I do see a lot on these, oh, we're about to yep, we just got stopped out. Alright, that kind of sucks, but it's whatever. I mean, we gave it a try. We like a lot of the time it just continues lower. I thought it was going to continue lower right here. Maybe when it didn't, I should have cut, but who knows. I mean, that was a fairly above average grain trade, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I only got 30 shares here. So something I'm finding is that I should just stop scaling. You know what? I'm gonna go over this later when I get home from work. But from all my previous low-hanging fruits, if I had just risked above the red to green line, which is my thesis, like my thesis is that it's not going to reclaim red to green, but I'm always like, oh, but what if it does? It could reject this line right up here, so I might as well scale. But then I'm not getting that much size. My wins. This is ruining my risk reward. I'm getting horrible risk reward. I was risking, like if all my lines got hit and then I got stopped out, I was risking $20 on this trade. I got $5 realized P&L right now. So I need to have my stop at 655 or 660. I need to stop worrying about everything above. If I need to choose one, red to green rejection or scaling. I need to choose one. I can't do both. Yeah. That I probably should have had my stop maybe at 650 because it's probably gonna reject this again. Come back down to view up. We'll see. But yeah, so I need to probably start risking right here. I could have got full. Okay, I could have got like let's look. This was my original plan, risking $20, 685 risk, which at 670 line, 650 red to green line. So I got 30 shares. This line didn't hit. Let's say I did. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's say I went because my entry was perfect. It was like right at red to green, which is what I always want on a broken day 2. So let's say I'm risking 655, and my risk, I could have got 200 shares. Okay, and I got 30 shares. 200 shares. Okay, let's see. And I will fix my mistake, and I'm just gonna, I'm gonna have 2 scale out bullets, and I'm gonna make sure they're fairly low. I'm not gonna be worried about if I leave room on the table. But this is a 22 share gain, all right? Let's say I cut all the 200. Let's just say, for fun, 200 times 22. Oh my gosh, $44. Okay, let's see. I'm risking 10 cents a share to make 2. So that's 2 to 1. Like, it's 2 to 1 right there, and I don't know. And that could get even better because once we come down here, maybe you wanna. Well, I don't know if I could lower my risk, but I could always also just add and lower it even more. Like if I wanted to reshort view up or something like that. Like, I definitely need to start having my stop at this. So I'll talk to you guys later with the rest of the daily recap. But yeah, this was like my little input. So yeah, you guys just saw that clip. I honestly kind of forgot what I said, but I know I kind of told you about this trade. It's a day 2, low-hanging fruit, shorting the red to green line, and I also talk about how I need to start lowering my risk. My risk was at 685, and I talk about how I need to start lowering my risk. So my risk was at 685, and here you'll be able to see why. I really wanted to scale to 6.7. You see this resistance pre-market and yesterday's support, and then resistance from yesterday, close near close. It was a really strong level, and so I wanted to scale to it. But the problem is I'm playing for a red to green rejection. So, if I start mixing scaling and a red to green rejection short, I'm not going to get that much size, and my risk reward is not going to be very good. This trade was like a $6 win, and the loss was going to be $20. So if it hit my line and I got stopped out, so the risk reward is not good. So I need to either only scale and wait for the outer lines, or I need to set my stop. And on all of these last trades that I've shorted red to green, they have all been perfect. If I had just lowered my risk, I would have doubled, tripled my gains. So that's what I probably should start doing going forward. But yeah, that was that trade. This is kind of like the ending chart. I really like this entry because it's like right on red to green. Usually I'm like pretty far from it, which kind of sucks. So yeah, I'm focusing on getting closer entries. And I'm probably going to start taking profits more quickly, even though this is only 30%, so it's not too bad that I held on for more. So that was that trade, really good. But then we have my long trade, alright? So I am starting to take some longs here and there. I'm focusing way more on short, but in this market, honestly, I'm just going to start throwing darts, and some might stick, some might not. As long as I have good risk reward, I think I'll be profitable with longs. This loss was a tiny loss, and I'm still green from my last long trade, which you can go see that in the last daily recap. I go over one of my first long trades, kind of using the MIC process. That one was green. I think it was like $2.50. This one was a $1.50 loss. So I was playing for the first bounce, and I like using the line chart for first bounce. You're able to see, the lines better. If you look down at this tiny square, I don't know if you guys can even see that. You can see this had a run up, and then we have a 320 resistance level, and it's really good, all right? With hot stocks, often, they'll run up, they'll give you like a pullback or a consolidation, and it'll create that resistance level or support level, and then it'll break out. And oftentimes, the first bounce is when it comes back down to that support level and it bounces off of it. All right, this one, it was feeling really weak, and this one was a FOMO bullet, which I should have had this one be smaller size, but it wasn't. Both these were like 10 shares, which I'm going really small and long just while I'm learning. So this one was FOMO. This one was like the real entry I wanted because, you know, there is resistance at 323 and this kind of 325 area. So I had these two bullets here, and it did try bouncing, but it was just weak. After we failed this bounce, I was like, okay, well, you know, we're still above the 320 line, so I'll give that a chance. I didn't give it much of a chance because we actually did bounce off of it, and I cut really quickly right here, and my original risk was 315, but, you know, I don't know. I mean, it was really weak, and it wasn't doing what I wanted, so I don't know if it's bad that I cut or not. I was correct on it being weak. It didn't work out, and Harry, I showed this chart in after hours, and Harry was saying that this wasn't the stock with the most attention. It didn't have a ton. It wasn't really the hot chick, and so that's the reason he wouldn't have taken this. But if this was like one of the two stocks that had attention, then it probably would have worked because it would have had the, you know, the demand to keep going up. But this one, it had a pop and it just faded just because not enough attention. But on the short side, once we got below VWAP, it's kind of broken. The outer line short on this was beautiful. So look at this, you know, we're hovering a little below. We rip up, and this 337 line, which is, I usually short 3 cents below the actual line, so 340, my order's at 337. Would have top ticked this, you know, top tick it, cover at VWAP. You could even do it again if you want. I mean, Bao, Stefan, like they would all do it again. They would reuse their same lines. It's called channel trading. That would have worked perfectly too. But yeah, that was awesome to see. And actually, my plans on this were, I didn't have day trades for this, but if it did tank out the open, it would be an ideal VWAP short. And I have a really good video on that. You guys should go check that out. It's called like my new favorite setup. That's a video I really go deep dive onto the VWAP outer line short, and it's really high probability. Whenever I see it, I'm just gonna take it. Like, no, like it's really good. So if this tanked out the open, VWAP would have been the outer line, and so we would have bounced back, and I would have shorted the 310, 320 line most likely. So that would have been very ideal. Let's get into the fun part. Let's deep dive into my statistics. Now, I wasn't able to input today's trade, so I did have another $6 green day. All right, so this is the entire month. And actually, let me show you the previous month on how bad I did. I did so bad last month. I was focused on, you know, death candle confirmations. You can watch my old videos. I was focused on stocks that were death candling, giving a bounce, and shorting the bounce, hoping for it to fade. That only happens in a hot market. I'm sure it happens now that I quit it. But in a market with not much attention spread out, the stocks will always just trap. Okay, so you have to short outer lines. That outer lines and day two low-hanging fruits are good in any market, which is why I'm focusing on those now. If I see a really good confirmation, you bet I'm going to take it. But it has to trap a lot of people. But enough about that. I have a lot of videos on that. And MIC has better videos on that. You should check out the MIC confirmation videos. In any strategy, you should go to MIC first and then come to me, so you can kind of see how I'm learning from it. Because I am just a member, and I'm everything I know is from MIC. So yeah. But this is my last month. Really not good. You can see my equity curve. But let's go to this month. And this month is the month that I was like, oh wow, okay, death candles are not working, so let me switch. And the day that I switched was actually the 12th. And I literally think I have a video called I Found Out Why I'm Unprofitable. That video was huge. That video is literally the turning point. So right here, you know, we had this pretty decent sized win relative to my other wins, you know, these little tiny break-even things. And then we have a small loss. And then we have a small win. You know, consistency. Like, look at this. Look at all this blue, which is basically green. And then we broke positive on the month. Really awesome. We were negative 25 from like two of these big losses. And again, I haven't been able to input today's trade. But also, you can see I broke my winning streak. So let's go to detailed. You can see my max consecutive wins is 9. That's awesome. I'm not going to go too much, I'm not going to look too hard at the stats while I'm still learning and finding my personality. So here, I filtered it from the day that I learned to switch up my strategy and do what's more profitable. And wow. This is like the first time I'm filtering it like this, but this is crazy. And you know, I'm going into each trade expecting to lose. I'm going into each month expecting to be red. Like, this looks awesome right now, but I'm not getting used to it. I'm not profitable. And I'm gonna have to deal with a lot of stuff like adding to winners, sizing up, which I'm doing actively each week. But I'm really excited for this hot market and this winter market, just because I think I'm gonna grow so much just through the market cycles, learning my setup, my personality and stuff. So really awesome. Thank you all for watching this daily recap. It's like 17 minutes recording now. I'm probably gonna edit a lot of it out. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for just everyone in MIC and all you guys for even watching, just for helping me out. Like, this is your guys' help showing, like, without you guys this would not be here. So yeah, thank you. I'll see you all later. Peace.